Hey ladies, it's Victoria. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Sorry I couldn't get an update up for you last night. A friend of ours actually won, well not won, but he got Phillies tickets from his work and he decided to take us along. So last night we were at the Phillies game, which was a nice distraction. And we didn't get home till almost midnight. So I wasn't going to try to record a video and put it up last night. So I wanted to get ready early this morning so I could do it for you as promised. It's been a few days since I've been on, obviously. Today is Today is 11 DPO. I have not tested as of yet. I am holding out and being good. I am probably going to test tomorrow. As far as a quick update about how I'm doing, I do have periods where I feel a little nauseous. Not like super sick where I'm going to get sick or anything, but my stomach just gets off. My breasts are a little tender. I still feel like I have this cold thing going on. The other night I actually almost felt like I had the flu, but I'm not sick. So let's see, lower back pain still. My face is cleared up a little bit, but I'm still having some breakouts on that side. I'm exhausted, but I'm still having some bouts where I'm having a hard time sleeping. It's so weird. And that's really about it right now, I think. So we'll see what happens. And obviously I will film a live pregnancy test on Wednesday, tomorrow, if I do it. Everyone's still trying to talk me into holding out until Friday, but I'm not sure if I can wait that long. So we'll see. I have to go to the store tonight for some other things. So if I'm overcome, I will buy some tests and you will have a live pregnancy test tomorrow. So, and sorry I don't seem my normal happy self today. I had a kind of rough phone call with my doctor yesterday. As you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, and I'll link that down below because I update almost daily on that. So my blood work came back over the weekend, all the lab results, and they were emailed to me, so I was able to look at them. And while there were a lot of things that were good, there were also several things that were very concerning. So first of all, and most shocking to me, is that my blood type came back as O positive. And as you guys know, the last two times that I've had miscarriages and my blood was run, it came back as O weak D. So I was given Rogam. So I questioned the doctor. That was like one of my first questions yesterday when he called me. It was about the Rogam and the fact that my blood type came back as O positive and what's going on. He said that he's not really sure how they got it wrong twice, especially since both times it was affiliated, the blood work was run through the hospital. So he's really not sure how that happened, but he's willing to bet money on his set of tests that he ran, only because not only was it run through my lab draw, but it was also run, if you guys remember, I told you I had blood taken at the office that was sent out for genetic testing. It was also run through them, and in two different cases through them plus the lab, and all three times it came back as O positive. So I don't know. So basically, he said there's nothing to be concerned about the fact that I got the Rogam. It just wouldn't do me any good. He said, you know, the crappy part of that whole thing is that you spent a lot of money that you didn't need to spend. So he said, for completeness sake, I should probably take my lab results back to my OB and ask her if she wants to run that blood work, just obviously the blood type portion, through the lab again, their lab through the hospital, and see what it comes up with, see who's right, who's wrong, just make sure that it either comes back O positive or they can compare the two. So I'm going to give her a call today and see what she wants to do. So that's number one. Number two is, obviously we knew I had PCOS, but my case is rather severe, which was confirmed through the blood work. I had not eaten in a little over 18 hours when I had my lab draw done, which is what he wanted, and my insulin came back off the charts. A normal, when you've been eating, the high should be 18, and I hadn't eaten. I was at a 26. So I have a severe insulin resistance. My glucose was also really high at a 90. The high is supposed to be 99 when you've been eating. So, yeah, I was pretty upset about that and very concerned, as was the doctor. He said, I don't want to instantly jump to metformin and insulin to get this controlled, but he said we don't have a lot of time because you could start seeing, organ damage, so like liver and kidney damage. So he's giving me 4 weeks to work with a nutritionist and try to get those numbers down. He said that I should not be too disappointed if they don't drop a lot. He said with that sort of insulin resistance, he said it may not react all that well to basically a diabetic diet. But he said it's worth a shot and he wants to see what we can do, because he said obviously he's not big on medicating where you don't need to be medicated, which I really appreciate that. So I'm thankful he's giving me this opportunity to obviously make a huge shift in my diet and see what we can do. So yeah, I was pretty upset about that, and while I realize a huge factor is the PCOS, at the same time I have not made the best choices when it comes to my eating. I do really well for a while, and then I have a hard time because I'm not losing weight, and a lot of that's attributed to the PCOS. But at the same time, I could also be stronger, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. So that was hard for me. That was really hard. And he said basically that he could guarantee that if I were to get pregnant, I would have gestational diabetes, which just scares me. I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but when you fight so hard to even get pregnant, just the thought of the complications is terrifying. And he said he can tell that it's not all based on my diet because my cholesterol was actually very, very good. So he said, I can tell that you're not like eating out every day and sitting around and eating a ton of junk food. He said there's obviously room for improvement, but because your cholesterol is good and these other numbers are out of whack, it tells me that, it's your body. So that's also hard to hear because it sounds like it's going to be more out of my control than I would like, but I'm going to fight like hell and do everything I can to fix this. So there's that. I'm also anemic, which was kind of expected. I wasn't all that shocked just because my cycles are so incredibly heavy. He said I also show some other blood cell weaknesses that, while not serious, he wants to make sure that we address. So he said once I do get a positive pregnancy test, they'll be putting me on a prescription prenatal and a prescription folate. He said it's rather expensive, which is why they wait. But for now, he wants me to get on a heart pack that GNC sells because it has a double strength fish oil in it that has EPA as well as DHA. So he wants me to take that. It's also got other things in it, and he said the doubling up on the multivitamin should help with my anemia, with the iron content. And it's also got some other things in it that he said should help me with my weight loss, hopefully, and my sugar and keeping myself balanced. So that's good news. He also wants me to add extra folate to my regimen, so I'm going to pick all that stuff up today and get started. He recommended I basically eliminate all carbohydrates from my diet for several days, just to get my body in a state of shock, and then basically reintroduce the right carbs, so complex things, like whole grain. I can have nothing white. I can't have corn. I can't have peas. I can't have potatoes, which, if you guys know me, potatoes are like my addiction. So that's going to be hard, but I can do it, whatever it takes. No sugar. He said it's gonna suck, but basically you need to just drink water. He said it's 4 weeks, just to see what you can do. So whatever, we're gonna go hardcore and do everything we can. So that was that. I also have a C protein, it's not a deficiency, it's actually really high, but he said that that's not really a problem. It's only an issue if there's a deficiency, so that was good news. And otherwise, everything else came back pretty much okay. Everything else was pretty much in the normal range. I didn't have any diseases or anything. He said my chromosomes came back looking good. My genetics look good. The only issue there is that I do not have an immunity to chickenpox. Even though I had chickenpox, I don't have an immunity. So he said once I am pregnant, I will have to stay away from children. So that stinks, but that's okay. He also said that I could be a carrier for Mediterranean varicella something. So something to do with chickenpox. I have to do more research on that one. I apologize. I was at work yesterday when he called me, and I was kind of standing in like our back warehouse trying to talk to him, so I couldn't really take notes. So basically where we are is I have to pick up all that stuff. I'm getting started right away. My diet's changing. I'm going to change my exercise routine. I'm calling a nutritionist today to see if I can meet with them sometime this week to get an official game plan set up. I do better when someone is helping me lay it out. When I'm trying to plan, it's hard. Because I also have my husband and my brother in my house, and they're not going to want to eat the way I have to eat. So it's easier, I think, to be able to come home with a meal plan and say this is it versus, and it's doctor ordered versus me saying, oh, this is what we're eating. So, my husband says that he's going to try to make the changes with me, but I know it's really hard for him too. So it's a little difficult, I think, but anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, I'm going to pick up everything that he recommended. I'll do another video tonight to show you guys everything. So the folate and the heart pack, and what's in it. And obviously the diet, the exercise portion. I was cleared to drink my Shakeology again. They just wanted to wait until my blood work came back. So I can go ahead and start drinking that again, which makes me excited, because I love my Shakeology. So I'll be starting that again today. And let's see what else. So that's everything. As far as how I feel, honestly, guys, I'm pretty terrified because if I am pregnant, my body is in no state to be healthy. And so I'm terrified. And it's like this catch-22 because I want it more than anything in the entire world. But at the same time, I also don't want to be the cause for anything detrimental happening. And so I'm scared. He told me not to be afraid, that it'll be okay if I am pregnant. We'll get it all worked out. But, it's just hard. I also don't want to have to be on a lot of medications when I'm pregnant, and I would have to be. So, but again, whatever it takes. I think that's kind of the mantra of infertility, whatever it takes, because that's what we have to do. So Anyway, guys, I've rambled enough this morning. That's kind of the update where we are. Tonight, I will have all of my blood work in front of me so I can discuss it in a little bit more detail for you, and give you some actual numbers and what the ranges are. Maybe that'll help you guys out too. And like I said, I'll show you everything that I now have to take and what my new regimen's going to be. And hopefully I will have an appointment with the nutritionist to discuss with you guys as well. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Seriously, between here and Instagram, you guys just keep me going. I just love you all so much, and I'm so thankful to just have all of you to help me get through this. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tonight. Bye.